Hello everyone and welcome back to this Shimmerland SMP. My name is Rainy and this is the Let's Play episode number 17. Coming up in this episode, we've got pranks that almost kill me. Pranks that are just stupid, pranks that are just absolute time wasters, pranks that make you fall through the floor. We're going to take down some structures in order to use it in later builds. We're going to make a start at connecting up the base using rails so that we've got a nice train system to get us about the base. But our main project for this episode is going to be an automatic piglin bartering farm. Now, unfortunately, for the duration of this episode, I didn't actually have my microphone on, so I guess I'm just going to have to tell you what happened. So there I was in the base, minding my own business, collecting wood over at the tree farm, and here you can see me chopping down the cube of logs that I've made so far, and it's always very satisfying to see the birch wood moving in this manner. Now in the next clip I have, I'm down in Dan's base, and Lottie got killed by an enraged zombie not once, not twice, but several times. So I asked her, do you need any help? And she said, possibly, LOL. So I dumped all of my stuff into the sorting system, and as I took to the skies to go and save her, she got killed again. And again. But by the time that I'd made it over to Lottie's base to rescue her, Kat had already been there and fixed the problem for us. On my way home, Kat said that she'd left a present for me. I asked her where as I went through the Nether portal, and by the time I made it to my front door, I discovered exactly what she was talking about. She won't know how perfectly she timed that comment until she watches this video. I made it out of this prank trap with my life intact, but I wasn't proud of what I said next. But now was the time for revenge. So I made my way through the Nether, going so fast that I managed to hit this wall and this lamp hanging from the ceiling. But I did make it over to what I thought was Kat's base, and then I saw that Kat was actually following me, so I styled it out and ran past her like I meant to do that the entire time. Then I thought, I can't miss an opportunity, so I shot her and ran off like a hero. Then I hid behind these diamond pillars for a little while, hoping that I was going to catch her off guard, but she was too cautious. She definitely knew that I was there, plus I'm pretty sure that I wasn't particularly well hidden. So I jumped out to scare her and I shot her with an arrow. And then I ran away again. But I did make it to Kat's base, and I knew that I was here to cause chaos. When I returned home, it became apparent that Kat had been busy too. I grabbed some shears and got to work, and I cleared the entire room of the cobwebs. I had a sneaky suspicion that she'd done something dodgy with my armor stands. I was right. I'll confess now that actually I had the ump with Kat. Not because she'd pranked me, but because her prank was way better than my pranks were, and she'd clearly put a lot of time and effort. So I cleared down everything that she'd built in terms of pistons and such, got rid of all of the cobwebs, and after being such a sore loser, I went to put the cobwebs away and grab myself some scaffolding. But I encountered an issue. This shulker box wouldn't open, and I knew what was coming. Server disconnection and a rollback. But now I wanted to leave all of the pranks behind me because I had an idea for a build. I was looking for the perfect spot to build myself a piglin bartering farm. I had a tutorial by JC Plays for the redstone, but I needed inspiration for a design and where to build, and this area took me. I liked the idea that I wouldn't have to design a roof, so I broke through the side of the Nether tunnel and started to dig my way down. And it was at this point that I decided that I was going to go with a sandstone style theme for the actual build itself, but use the glass walkway as the glass ceiling. I went to set up as you normally would for any build, but what I didn't know was that as soon as you open any kind of chest or inventory, they start to attack you, these bloody piglins. Now I'd already caught a couple in here, and I thought to myself that if I could get them to bounce off my shield into this little trap area that I'd made, that would be half of the build done, because obviously you need the piglins. But there were just too many of them, and they kept coming, and eventually it all went pear-shaped. I spawned back at my house, and I was very grateful that I'd already fixed the prank that Kat had set for my armor. So I armored up with my backup gear and made my way back into the Nether to reclaim my possessions. I spied the enemy from a vantage point and took him out. I made a point of returning my backup gear just in case, and started to make the Nether safe. Now that my area was relatively safe, I started digging out a hole and I laid all of the sandstone slabs. This was the start of the build. With the redstone components now in place, and with a quick change of armour, I was ready to start designing. Flooring now in place, the only thing left to do was to get our Miss Piggies into their holes. With a little bit of coaxing, Miss Piggy number 1 went straight in, and that's where she lives now. Now I just had to repeat the process for Miss Piggies 2 through 6. So I tested the machine and it worked, which is wonderful. So now it's time to get to work on the entrance. So I put this staircase in place using the same theme as before and started to decorate the inside of the room with things like bone blocks for the structure, upside down stairs to go around the edge of the room. I sectioned this area off as a little lava lake, and I mined this area out to act as like a prison for any other piglins that spawned down there at the bottom, because there's just no way out. I decorated it all with tuff and terracotta, and before long we had our first prisoners spawn down there in the bottom. I added some chests for storage and now it was complete. We had decorated walls, ceilings, floors, and it was all functional. I returned back to the overworld just in time to catch the sun setting quite beautifully next to my wonderful Greek temple. And oh yeah, Rick made a thing, go and check out his channel. But I had my own thing that I wanted to make, and that was a monorail system, and for that I was going to need materials, and I figured instead of going out and getting a load of vines, why don't I just deconstruct one of these additional structures that we have in the game and build it out of that. So I did.
The roads we travel, the journey of our lives. Take another picture before we say goodbye. Arm in arm we're standing side by side. Memories fade but legends never die. One last time, let's live for something. I can feel my blood, it's rushing. This ain't goodbye, we'll be back someday, and we will find our own way. Take control of our fate, and like a car with no brakes, crash and learn, make mistakes, and we'll be back one day.
Unfortunately, it is time to bring the Shimmerland realm to a close, but don't worry, we're going to be on TitanCraft in Season 5, which is going to be purely live stream. So if you want to see that, make sure that you subscribe and check out the channel. It's already started, but this is it for Shimmerland, this is the end, and so we do our goodbye tour. Thank you so much for everybody who has watched this series. I really appreciate it, couldn't have had this level of success without you, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. But for now, I'm out. See ya.
Not a glass half full, overflowed. Gotta keep your eyes up on the prize. Only got one life, so it's worth a try. To find what makes you feel alive, that's the only way to live it right. And now we're all doing our own things, but I'll never forget our glory days. My mind is full of the memories, yeah. And I'll never forget what they meant to me. Don't worry, we'll be back one day to celebrate our glory days. We'll be Though it's over now, don't let it get you down. We'll be back around. For now we can feel some sorrow. A new day, it starts tomorrow. We'll wake up, new dreams to follow. A new goal and brand new motto. One last time, let's live for something. I can feel my blood, it's rushing. This ain't goodbye, we'll be back someday. And we will find our own way, take control of our fate. And like a car with no brakes, crash and learn, make mistakes.